Alright, hey y'all, so I wanted to make a video today to show you guys how I fucked up. So this is lion's mane mushroom, or it's supposed to be a healthy looking lion's mane mushroom, but it's not because I don't know how to grow things properly. So as you can see here, my lion's mane mushroom is brown and yellow, and it's not supposed to be that color. So I just want to really to show y'all my mistakes and tell you how I messed up so that you don't mess up too, and don't have to then just mess up your whole first batch and end up having to do another one. So I'm going to give y'all a closer look. Let me do a little zoom in here. So you can see what, let's go do 360, what it looks like. Now, so right here, as you can see, first things first, if your lion's mane mushroom is brown, you see all this browning? That's not good. That means it's rotten. And the yellowing here too, not good. But if you notice a difference also, the texture, it looks like a melted marshmallow on a s'more. That's how you know it's a problem. Because surprisingly enough, it started on one side, so one side of the mushroom is still somewhat okay, and if you notice here, it looks like hairs, and it's firm to the touch. It should be firm and slightly soft, like a little spongy, but it should be more firm than soft. This one over here, as you can see, it's a lot softer, and when I sniff it, it smells very mushroomy, but it smells like it's starting to like decay mushroomy. When I sniff this side, it's very light, the aroma. That's how I know it hasn't gotten over to this side, because of that. So I wanted to wait to take it all off until I was able to get it on video, just to show y'all, because we kind of noticed it got fucked up like 2 days ago, and I was like, fuck it, let's just make a video. Now, what happened was, more than one thing is what happened. So the issue with our setup, we kind of have like 3 different spots where we put all of our plants and whatnot. One spot is right here on this table, right next to the window. The other spot is right outside on our patio, and we have like a designated table for the plants. And then we bought a designated grow tent. Had to burp. Okay. A designated grow tent that we put in our kitchen, just for like mushroom growing. Now the problem is with that large tent, I might put a picture in here later, is that it can't get any sunlight because it's all the way deep in our kitchen. And as you can see, this is the closest window, so the sunlight's pretty far. So we started off putting it over there. I quickly realized that it's not getting enough sun, and that's after having it there for some days. And we had a humidifier as well inside of the tent. It's a very large tent. This came with its own tent, so we put it in the tent and then put it inside of the larger tent, right? So, and then we zipped it up. Like, we were going through a lot of trial and error. We unzipped the tent, put the humidifier in, then took the humidifier out, had it facing towards the thing. A lot of moving around, switching around. But I noticed that it was definitely too much humidity inside the tent because it was just the floor, whole entire kitchen floor was getting wet and had a puddle of water. So I went ahead, and I think the next thing we did was move it outside, right? The next thing we did was move it outside. And this time around, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's going to get some sunlight, right? So we moved it outside, let it get some sunlight and what's not. Just because I noticed before, and I don't think I took a picture, I didn't really take any like pictures and stuff of the growth. I should have done that. I'll probably do that. I'm going to do that the second go around when I do the second batch. But it started to turn like a light pink, and so I got a little worried. It said, when I read the instructions and looking up online, that if it gets a little pink or, like a light pink, that it's nothing to worry about. And that sometimes it could actually be a good thing because it could signify that there's rapid growth happening. Right, so that's how it started. It was shifting between white and light pink until one day I started noticing some yellowing on there. Do you remember if the yellowing happened after we moved it in, like on this table? Or? Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so as you can see, there was a lot of moving around. So we went from the tent in the kitchen, and then we went outside, right? That was starting to happen. I'm like, you know what? Okay, I think we moved it back in this table because it got a little too hot, right? It's got a little too hot outside. So then I propped it up right over here where this plant is, and I had it facing that way. We had the blinds open, and that's the setup that it was in. It had a tent over it. And then, baby, can you point right here towards the humidifier? And this is our humidifier here. Now, the issue with that now, it's been moved around like 3 different times. That was the first problem. And then the second problem was that now it had a humidifier when it was inside of the tent, but there was a lot more distance between it. This time around, I had it right here. The humidifier is not all that far away, so it was giving direct humidity on the bottom of the box right over here. And the bottom of the box, it's a little dry now, but it got completely soaked. It's still a little damp. It got completely soaked because I had the humidifier running like all day for like a good 2 days. And it was just hitting the bottom of the thing. The humidity tent was super humid, and it was just not having a good time. And little by little, that's when the yellowing and the browning started. Why? Because I was drowning the mushroom. That's what the fuck was happening. I was drowning the goddamn mushroom. And what I learned is that when it's in its pinning stages, so when it's in its starting stages, you're supposed to give it a lot of humidity, right? But once it, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll find a picture and put it in there. But once it starts growing out, right? Like once it starts popping out of the plastic and what's not, like the pinning is a small little, like you get that small little first row. But once it starts popping out, you need to decrease the humidity. I didn't do that. I fucked up and I increased the humidity, right? And then I was putting it outside and it's humid outside. There was no wind and it was real humid all over the goddamn place. And then I put it over here, had the humidifier running like 24/7 nonstop, and it just rapidly deteriorated, as we can see. And honestly, it happens pretty fucking fast. Like in 24 hours, like 24 hours ago, we were supposed to film this, and it hadn't even reached any like slight yellowing here quite yet. It was still white right here. and you know it's starting to form. Now, I don't know. We're still deciding. I don't know if I've decided. I'm still thinking about it. If I'm going to try to save like this bottom part here, just because I have seen that in some of the slightly yellow ones, like, well, that's too yellow, but like right here, that's not anything to be scared of. But once it starts, of course, getting yellow, and I can tell by the smell, it's kind of, you know, maybe don't do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop off the whole thing and then cut off the pieces that I think are soluble, look at them and see if it's still good to go. But yeah, those are my main problems right there. Too much water was the main problem. And then also, I didn't really go into it with the direct sun. It's not supposed to get too much direct sun. It's supposed to be put in indirect sun. Now, the only reason you should be doing direct sun from what I saw was like, let's say it's like it's in a very shady spot. Then it says, you know, 12 hours in, 12 hours out. 12 hours inside, 12 hours outside in direct sunlight. But I did spend, once I put it outside, it was just outside in the sun all damn day. That's what it was doing. So that did not help. I think the main factor was the water, but I think the sun contributed it. That was probably the second worst thing. And the third worst thing was definitely all the moving around. The poor mushroom was confused. They didn't have a chance, okay? But yeah, learn from my mistakes. So there's two methods. Some people just chop it off. Some people just twist it off. So I'm trying to see, what should I do? I'm not able to take it out the box because it's in the box. So let me see. I think I'm gonna twist off. I don't want to break it because I'm still trying to salvage some. Wait. Boom. So we can see, and as we can see, you can see where the the reason actually that it's looking brown and what's not. Let's get a good look at that, because that's an infection. That's a bacterial like growth infection right here. I don't know all the proper terminologies, y'all. I'm learning too. I'm learning as I go. So if anything I say doesn't sound scientifically correct, it's because I'm learning terms and everything as I go as well. But what I did learn is that this is a bacterial infection thing. That's why it's turning brown and yellow. That's why it's just slowly creeping through the way that it is. So yeah, if y'all see that on your mushrooms, do not eat that. You need to throw it away. I'm gonna set this here. I'm gonna take it out the box so I could chop off the rest of the damaged mushroom. Now, the company we bought this from is Nublume. Come on now. Okay. Now, the great thing about these mushroom kits is that you can still do like 2 more harvests. 1 to 2 more harvests. You see all that water in there, baby? See, I did a small little thing. So all you gotta do is flip it around and start a new one. That's the one I'm gonna document again, and then we'll have to, you see how there's like, let's see, the other side is fine, but we're gonna have to clean the sides of this. But yeah, but in order to do a new harvest, you have to cut off all the infected parts. I might have gotten too big, because it felt like it was too big of a knife. And you'll know because you can see it. Okay, well, we both know something happened. We ran out of storage, that's what happened. You might as well tell them. Might as well be honest. But yeah, you gotta cut off all the infected, and you could tell it's mushroom just by the consistency. This is still the block. You see how that's all soft? Well, it's still firm. Well, hold on, I think I'm using the wrong words. What do I call this? I guess this is more of a rubbery texture, the mushroom itself. The block is like more of a flatty texture. I don't even know how to describe that. Okay, but we got that out. Boom, good for us. Boom, fruiting block, good to go. We'll put that back over here. Now, what I want to do, alright, so what I'm going to try to do is cut off and salvage a good part, because it's really like very small part that is good. But I'm going to start with the worst parts, cut them off. Let me just do it. Okay. She keeps running out of storage, y'all. Yeah. So trying to cut off the bad parts. I think it's interesting. Look at that texture in there. It's a nice texture. I fuck with it. So they use it for so many dishes. Over here struggling to just cut off the bad parts because damn near all of it's already bad. So yeah, like look, I'm losing this war trying to salvage something. I know y'all looking at me like, bitch, just, it's okay. You can try again. Right, it has the same texture. That's why a lot of people use it for like chicken dishes and stuff. I'm gonna put it over here. Like, yes, most of this has gone bad. I know, I'm not delusional. Yeah, that's all bad. That's all bad. I'm just making this very just, and like, I was gonna try to do it yesterday, but I forgot why did we not do this yesterday? Is it because of time? I think it was because of time. It got real late. All of that's bad. But you can see why this is such a great like meat substitute. Because look at the texture on that. My nose keeps itching. Yeah, damn near all of it done went bad. You were like, babe, just throw it away. Oh my god. Okay, this is what we've been able to salvage. And even with this, as you can see, it started already, like starting to turn just a little bit. It's not like all the way, so it's still good to. And I know just because I remember I was looking at a lot of the I just think I'm sorry. I think I have ADHD. Okay. If you really look at it, it's kind of crazy how it almost has hairs. But oh, you see that texture? How it's a little spongy. It's not super soft. It smells fine. It shouldn't smell like anything crazy. But I mean, when it's at its peak maturation, anyways, it can get a slightly yellow tint. But if it's gone like that, it's too late. But yeah, all I was able to salvage, barely anything. I don't even know if I'll like risk it and eat it because a part of me is like, I don't know, it was attached to all the bad shit. Okay, but yeah, that's the update on the lion's mane mushroom. I never started like giving updates about this in the first place, but I will do it for the second go around and possibly, if we can, a third go around. So yeah, don't make the same mistakes as me. Please don't, because then you're gonna feel like you wasted all your goddamn time. So yep, that is all. That is it. Okay.